Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and today we're going to do another installment from a viewer that sent me a link to uh, a website which is called theprepared.com, which, as always, I give credit where credit is due. This is their article that I will post a link to their website down in the description section so that way you can go, if you like what we're doing here, go to their website and check them out, which I encourage to do with each and every video. If I share somebody else's work, please, by all means, go check them out and do it for yourself. The one that they sent me is the 25 prepper quotes, and they asked me to do my thoughts and opinions on it. We've done a couple so far. We got this one and one more to do. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe so that way you can stay tuned for all the additional ones to do this mini series and all future content that's going to be coming out. Make sure you go to the Facebook page, which you can search The Rural Report, and go check us out there. But with that being said, let's jump into this 5. So let me move over. Number 16. If TSHTF, the hits the fan, then main roads are to be avoided at all costs. Okay, yeah, okay. For the most part, yes. Especially major cities, just outside of major cities, the suburbs and different things like that, you want to try and stay off the main road as much as possible. When you are rural-ish, you're not quite deep out, in the backwoods and all that, but you are out in the country. Sometimes you're going to have to utilize that main road. It's, for me to get to work, to leave my area, go down, hit a turn here or there or whatever, and jump on that main road to head into town to get to work. If there is an accident between me and that main road, it puts an extra almost 15 minutes, sometimes longer, on my trip to work because it's a main road for a reason. I have to go miles and miles out of the way just to find another way to loop around and get back to that main road. So, yes, I'm going to agree in most cases. Sometimes, there is exceptions to this rule. You need to get travel, from here to here quickly. It really isn't a side road. You have to, go vet it and check it and make sure it's safe. But you don't have to stay off every single one of the time. There is exceptions to this rule, in my opinion. But for pretty much the most part, yes, I will agree with this. So let's move on to the next one, which is during a crisis, always continuously monitor multiple news sources. I will expand on this because I agree. Before a crisis, look at multiple news sources. Yes, I agree with them. And I will say that you prepare. So you need to check multiple news sources. Just because you are here ideologically, spiritually, whatever, you put yourself here doesn't mean you should stay out of the middle and the other end. Just because you're a middle person doesn't mean you shouldn't look in both directions. You should look and gather as much intel as possible. And you have to look at it non-biasedly. Just because you think a certain way doesn't mean that you shouldn't open your mind and look into it and vet it. Because there is certain times that the ones that you don't want to hear from might be the only ones telling you the truth. Okay? It may be one out of a million, but you have to kind of look at it, especially when they all line up. If you are somebody in the middle and the person over here and the person over here suddenly all agree, you may want to really perk up if everybody's in agreement about something. But usually you find the truth somewhere in the middle. So you take what this says, you take what this says, you take the middle, you kind of mash them up, see the similarities, differences, You kind of look into it, who's got the most to gain, who's got the most to lose, who benefits, who doesn't, what's the advantage, disadvantage. You kind of look at a bunch of different ways, but in this one, just going to add to it and say before, during, and after, you should take as much information as you can so that way you are better informed. So good on you on this one. Let's move on to the next one, which is there's no harm in hoping for the best as long as you are prepared for the worst. Yes, thank you. Thank you, theprepared.com. I absolutely agree with this. We've said this before and some other things. To be a true prepper, and I almost don't want to say in my opinion, I almost just want to say 100% fact. You prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Okay? You want to be so prepared that you can survive nuclear holocaust, you can survive an alien invasion, an EMP, you can survive the zombie apocalypse, you can do the Loch Ness monster, Bigfoot, everything, and they can all attack at one time. You can be prepared for absolutely everything and still hope that none of it happens. Okay? And that's what I really want to try and build this community up for. You can have fun. I know that there's a lot of groups out there that their thing is zombies, and so they go out and they're saying and their motto, if you're prepared for the zombie apocalypse, you're pretty much prepared for anything. And I get their point of view, and I can't say I disagree with them. So but with this, I'm glad that somebody said it. It needed to be said. It's something that I think should be taken to heart. Let's move on to number 19. Your essential EDC gear goes on your person, never in a bag. Okay. Yes, I almost took this wrong the first time I read it, and I was like, no. Essential EDC, not your everyday carry supplies, items, or whatever. Your essential. So, in my opinion, what they mean by this is that if your knife, if your projectile defense tool, your keys, your cell phone, things like that, that is absolutely essential to you surviving, they do not get shoved in a bag. Those stay on you at all times. Your other things like your cookies and crackers, your water bottle, your extra book of matches, things like that, those go in your bag because if you can't get to your bag, so say that when you get to work, you take your EDC bag and you put it in your locker or in the bottom, drawer of your desk or whatnot. You store it, it's with you right there. But you happen to be in the bathroom when something happens and you can't get back to your bag, whatever you are legally allowed, put that disclaimer in there, legally allowed to have on you, needs to stay on you at all times. Okay, that is your essential. So with this, yes, now that I stopped, I thought about it, I completely agree with this. Okay, let's move on to the last one for the day. Prepping is simply taking insurance to the next level. Okay, stop and think about that for a minute. You have car insurance, you have homeowners insurance, you have medical insurance, whatever. That is there, hoping to never use it. Okay, I've heard comedians do this where they're like, you went and got homeowners insurance, and then you're like, okay, I just went and bought a house, I just furnished it with all this cool stuff and TV and remodeled and painted, did all this other stuff, and I took out a insurance policy, and man, I hope my house burns down. Okay, nobody talks like that. You get insurance as a just in case, hoping to never use it. Bring it into prepping. You have this stuff just in case, hoping to never use it. So that one, good. This 5, great. The last ones that we've done in the past couple of shows, absolutely agree. So make sure you stay. We've got one more episode in this mini series that we're going to cover the last 5. Again, go down to the description section to prepare.com. I'll post a link to them. Check us out on Facebook. Just search for The Rural Report. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out. That we do a lot of lives and different giveaways and Q&As and things like that. So with that, I'm just going to tell you guys to remember to remain united. We're all prepping in this together.